let's go ahead and talk about the 38 Special versus Jada, and then we'll probably finish it
Okay.
up with the Yankee Stadium stuff. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah, they getting at him, man.
definitely. So yeah, I mean, as you know, yeah, I mean, as you know, it all started from some sort of, I can't remember the name of the song, but it was a song that featured both 38 Special and Jada Kiss. Neither one of them supposedly knew that each other was going to be on the song. But after the fact, 38 Special said he had the best verse on the song. He just kind of bragged that he had the best verse on the song, and he started throwing some light jabs at Kiss. I don't think he meant like nothing like serious, like if I see you on the streets, I'm gonna, get busy. I think he was really on his rap shit, but I think he felt like he just had the better verse. And I think he does want some smoke with Jada Kiss. But to me, I felt like he might have gone about it the wrong way or something like that. But basically, eventually, because he did say it in a couple of different interviews, Jada did respond. And then Jada actually did say something in a verse on a song. I believe it was the song we talked about last week. It's called Aroma. It's Fat Joe featuring Jada Kiss and Stove God Cooks. And Stove God is doing the hook. And it's kind of a drug song, one of those types. But it's more so, well, I'll come back to that. But basically 38 Special responded to that saying that he thought that was corny because
Yeah,
he's like, why is these grown men talking about drug aromas and all of this, and they 40 and 50 years old? But I'm like, I don't think he really gets it. I mean, to me, a lot of rappers that do drug bars, like, and I'll name a couple, like Pusha T,
ugh.
Jada Kiss, those types. They do drug bars, but what they're saying is their drug is the bars, the hip hop bars. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like they're saying this is the new thing on the streets that I'm selling to you. It's more metaphorical. It's not like they're like, yeah, after I get out the studio, I'm gonna go sell some cocaine. Or I'm gonna go, sell some of that white girl. They're not doing that. You know what I mean? They're like,
no.
yeah, I
I
might have
mean,
hustled at one time, but this is the new drug right now. And I don't
well,
think he gets that.
well, I mean,
Also, Jim Jones jumped into, but we'll get to that. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say even, I mean, Jada and Jada and Styles P. I mean, as far as I know, they established businesses. They got a vegan restaurant. Jada does coffee.
Yeah,
3 generations.
the
Him.
juice bar.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, so they doing their thing. So I mean, yeah, the drug, like you said, the drug bars. You know, I mean, it's just something they do. I do see 38 Special point. It's like, come on, let's rap about something else. Like, okay, drugs is cool, but I mean, not that they cool, but you know what I'm saying? But let's rap about something else. I mean, it's kind of like what's been
Drugs are
going.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. Drugs cool, kids. I play. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. Anyway, um, but kind of like what Future's going through. Future had a new album come out, and people's like, man, if you don't sit your old ass down, and it just seems like it's not. It's just like everybody's getting stuck. I mean, I didn't mean to bring it there, but I mean, 38 Special does have a point. Everybody gets stuck doing one thing, and it's almost like, damn. I mean, especially with everything going on, we're creative people. You mean that all we got to talk about is drugs, and we in the club like that? That's it. So I get at some point, some capacity, I get where he coming from. But I get what you're saying too. Like the drug bar
Yeah,
is just the metaphor on like the play, the word play.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, I get it, you know what I mean? But I mean, I could see if they were really pushing like real drugs, I could see that. But these guys have turned, things around, and I get what they're saying, but not just, even outside of that, even forgetting that, to me, 38 Special is not as good as Jadakiss. I don't think he's as good as he thinks he is. Now,
No,
that's just my opinion. Now, I don't think he's whack.
no,
I,
he's not
I would
white.
never
No,
say that.
no.
But to me, he's not he's not on Jadakiss level. So it's like, I don't even get that. But you're not going to be a better rapper than him. You're just not. Sorry.
Hmm.
That's just my opinion. And a lot of people feel that way, you know what I mean? So but yeah, and then Jim Jones jumped into the situation. I guess
Ooh.
on one of his podcasts, I guess he kind of called out 38 Special, just for having the audacity to go at Kiss. He's like, yo, he's a he's a veteran. You don't go at somebody like that. Blah blah blah. And so he, kind of poked a little fun. He's like, yeah, how many bullets do a 38 hold? And he was saying little stuff like that,
Damn.
just to try
Okay.
to, yeah, just to try to throw some shots at him. So, 38 Special did respond. He didn't rap about it, but in an interview, he started talking junk about Jim Jones and, telling him to shut the hell up and all of that kind of stuff. So
No, I'm
I
gonna
don't know where we're going to go from here, but I'm interested to see, I wouldn't mind a battle between 38 Special and Kiss, but it's not going to go in his favor. Now, Jim
nah.
Jones, he don't need to get in the battle. Just leave it alone, bro.
Nah,
Just leave it
man.
alone.
Yo, I'm about to get in there. The Fully Mooly McCooley, Cooley, Dooley. Oh.
Nah, we good, Jomo. We good, Jomo. We don't need that. you know, Nas Jr.
no, no, Nas Junior, Junior.
Yo, you remember when he was talking shit about Nas and they was doing all those videos where they would put AI, put his face
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Nas,
that shit was
buying him the
hilarious.
video. That shit was crazy. I say, yo, that's exactly what he wanted to be though. He finally got a shot. But yeah, so what do you think? Do you think it's worthy of a battle, or do you think they should just leave it alone?
Um, I do hope. Well, I mean, if it does come to a battle, I just hope it's just a battle of words and things, and it just, what I'm saying. And it's sad it's sad to really say that still in hip hop, even though like we kind of move. Hopefully, we're moving past that. Um, but I mean, that's one thing I hope is just the battle of words. That's it. If it does become a battle, I do want them to collab again. I think that's. I mean, I definitely want that. I mean, as a hip hop fan, um, I do have
Yeah,
to commend. I do have to commend Jim Jones for doing that, speaking out and saying, "Hey, this is our guy." Like, yeah, you can't really come out there being disrespectful for like that. I want to make that clear. I mean, I know we pick and joke at Jim
yeah,
Jones, but no, I mean I feel right there he did the right thing because Jada is a seasoned vet. I mean, hell, Jada been rapping longer than motherfuckers been alive. I mean, shit, rapping longer than motherfuckers that actually been in the game. Jadakiss been rapping.
yeah, man, absolutely,
Wow, people don't really know that.
absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
so
Because he's one of those. He's a timeless rapper. He doesn't seem like, oh, he's just getting too old for it. He sounds just like he did when he first started rapping. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So that's one of the good things about Jadakiss. And I think the thing about older rappers. One thing I noticed, people pick at older rappers like Future when they're older and they haven't allowed themselves to stay relevant, because Future don't really release music like that no more. So, when he was releasing album after album, blah, 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 now it's like every 3 or 4 years you might hear from something from Future. So because he's not staying as relevant, that's what makes them start thinking, oh, he's old. Because if you think about it, and Drake is right behind him. Drake is only like, I think, 2 years younger than him. And they still consider Drake relevant. Nobody says, oh, you're old. You know what I mean? You need to stop. He just dropped 3 albums. And not one of his fans said, you're too old. I think it's just based on when they don't, this generation has that, they if you don't do something all the time, they forget about you. And so as soon as you try to come back out, they're like, oh, he's old. We don't want to hear him anymore. You know what I mean? So if Drake stopped making songs for like 5 or 6 years and try to come back out, they'll do the same thing to him.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you say that because it's kind of like the rush hour effect. Me and my desk mate at the job, we was talking about that. Like when 1 and 2 came out, they kind of came out somewhat back to back, where it's relevant. Where when they
Right.
made the third one, people was kind of forgetting, and it didn't hit the
Right.
same as the first two. So
Yep. Exactly.
I mean, yeah, so pretty much the same thing. I mean, that's one thing you can say about Drake. Even when he didn't really do anything, those the two, well, he did release some stuff during those 2 years. I think really realistically, he like 2025, he wasn't really president if you really want to get down to it. But that's the thing. He was still, even though it might be negative or people glazing him, he was still being talked about. You know what I'm saying? So basically, when he dropped the 3 albums, where whatever you think about it or not, he still, like you said, he still stayed relevant. The
Yeah.
problem I have with Drake is that he is on the verge of being too old to talk about what he's doing and talking about the club stuff and all that stuff. Because it's like, look, you know,
Yeah.
you need to kind of be moving past transitioning back that. So I mean, so when it comes to that, him and Future kind of two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And he's just, that's just, me using him as an example. But
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with Future myself.
No, I don't
If he
either.
drops good music, I mean, if he drops good music, it's good music. I don't care how old he is, but I get why the younger kids would think that, the younger generation, and the term I'm trying to remember, I keep forgetting, but short-term memory.
Yeah,
They have
yeah,
like a more of a short-term memory
yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah,
So,
that's funny.
like I said, if you go on for long enough,
No, he was like, I
if
forgot.
you
Oh,
go on
short
long
term.
enough, they're gonna forget about you,
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm having a short-term memory issue myself.
Hey
But
man.
yeah, so that was all I wanted to say. The only other thing I wanted to say before we get into the Jay-Z thing, uh Boosie Badass is filing a lawsuit because he was promised a presidential pardon by Trump, and Trump ain't do it. So now he mad because they said he put $600,000 in the Trump's campaign to try to support him just so he can get a presidential pardon. And now Trump is like, I don't know. I don't know who you are. I'm like, damn, I
Boosie,
mean, I don't think Trump is disrespecting him directly, but I think it's more so like it was supposed to happen by now and it just hasn't happened.
Boosie Badass. Don't know who that is. Don't know that guy. Um, did he come up in the dirty? The dirty?
Yeah,
The dirty? That's what that is. The dirty.
right.
That's what that is.
You know,
Yeah, never heard the guy.
exactly.
Nah, nah. I like
Hey,
he's not familiar with. I'm not familiar with him like with Wayne guy. Wayne, that's my guy. That's my guy. I like Little
yeah.
Wayne, Big Wayne, Ernie Wayne.
Little
Yeah, I like that
Wayne,
guy.
Big
That guy's
Wayne,
great. That guy's great.
Nicki Minaj. I
Nicki
like Nicki
Minaj is good.
Minaj.
Nicki Minaj is good. We can get her citizenship. Not really, but we're gonna get her citizenship, and then we're gonna deport her and everything. Just it's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Right.
great. And then Boosie's like, come on, man. Come on, man.
Come
Get my
on,
pardon,
man.
man.
Yeah. But y'all should have learned. See, Boosie should have learned that lesson from when Ice Cube approached Trump and Biden, and they both was like, "Yeah, we're gonna get back with you, brother." And neither one of the asses ever called that nigga again. Neither one of them.
At least for Trump's team, they considered it. That's one thing I could give Trump, even though they wasn't going to do shit. At least they was the one that considered, like, hey, we want to change some things, and I get that. In a business, especially in the business move, they want to do stuff that's beneficial for them. I mean, even though it's going to be the detriment of us, but as a business, I understand that. I understand, hey, we want to do some stuff. We want to, kind of do some stuff and switch some things around. Biden was like, well, wait till I get in office. And then he's in office, and it's like, nigga.
And
And
then like, Mr. President, you gonna help Ice Cube? Who?
Ice Cube? I don't know that guy. I don't know that guy.
Right.
Trump, if Trump was in it, Ice Cube, oh yeah, Ice, yeah, we're gonna send out Ice. We're gonna send out Ice. We're gonna cube all the people.
Exactly.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna ice. We're gonna send the ice. They're gonna be in cubes. Yeah. Make sure everybody's accounted for.
Tons of ice.
Everybody's gonna be tons of ice everywhere. Ice cubes. Okay.
Right. Yo, we gonna get shut the fuck down. I'm telling you, we gonna get shut down.
Yeah, no, subscribe.
Right. But yeah, so I thought that was funny that Boosie is filing a lawsuit because he's mad he didn't get his presidential pardon. But it's like, these guys don't really care that much about you, man. If you can do something that helps their campaign, they might. But if all you did was donate some money, you didn't really do anything to help keep him elected.
Well,
yeah, he loves your money, but he ain't gonna do nothing if you ain't do nothing to help keep him elected.
Well, I'm gonna say this too. What has Boosie done in a while? I mean, it kind of goes back to the future thing. What has Boosie done? I mean, it's been a while since Boosie done anything. I mean, I think he did put some stuff together. I think him and him and T.I. actually got together to do something. But outside of that, like, what has he done? He hasn't really been staying relevant. Again, you know what I'm saying? He's not necessarily paid, but people's kind of forgotten.
Well, he stayed relevant because he go on Vlad all the fucking time to talk shit about just people in general. That's the only way he stays relevant. But yeah, music wise, he ain't really relevant like that. He did put out an album not too long ago, but I don't think it was that popular. But I think his relevancy more so comes from the interviews that he does on social media, where he just kind of goes in on certain topics, So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that was all I had to say. You want to jump into the Jay-Z Yankee Stadium concert?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I didn't get to see all the clips. I did. I tuned into where he brought Nas out. Man, that I'm not gonna lie, that was special. It was cool to hear Nas on Jay-Z's beats. It was cool to hear Jay-Z on Nas beats. Man, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. If they did a compilation of just that, a nigga gonna be a target like yesterday. Listen, black people, you can be like, man, this motherfucker here. But I'm listen, if they did just that, if they did just that, yo, I'm there, son.
I would definitely jump on that. I would jump on that too. And that was a pretty good performance too. He brought him out the first night. Let me see. Hold on, I got some notes here. I can't remember. I know Nas was, it was a 3-night concert. You know, the
Yeah.
first night was him celebrating the 30th anniversary of Reasonable Doubt. And then after that, the second night was Blueprint. I think this third night might have been Blueprint as well. I'm not sure, but I know Blueprint and Reasonable Doubt are the only ones I know the albums that he focused on.
Yeah.
But yeah, he bought Nas out. He also had Memphis Bleak come out at one time.
Yeah.
He actually bought Jaz-O out. They did
Yeah,
music
yeah, I do
together.
remember. Yeah, that was dope. Yeah, shout out to that.
Yep,
That was
yep.
cool.
He had Pharrell came out. I believe Alicia Keys came out. Eminem came out. He
Yep.
bought Eminem out, and they did the Renegade joint. And Slick Rick. He bought Slick Rick out, which was dope. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I need to go back and watch those clips, man. I gotta do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pharrell was
Yep.
like, "Yo, we got
I
it."
think it's a couple more. Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad. I was just gonna say I think it's a couple more people that came out, but I just can't remember. But
yeah.
you
I
know,
think
those were the biggest.
I know he brought out. I think Fat Joe and Jadakiss came out.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fat Joe and Jadakiss. Yep. Yep.
yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely need to go and look at those clips. But yeah, I do like Pharrell because Pharrell kind of got irate, because Drake. God, I hate bringing this nigga name up when we celebrating.
I know it.
But Drake is trying to go at Jay-Z, and Pharrell is kind of caught up in the beef with that between Jay, Kendrick, Pusha T, all that stuff. And Pharrell, even though for the most part, Pharrell's pretty quiet. He's not really super problematic in the game.
Right.
And for him to come out and say, "Man, I hope you kill these niggas."
Right. Right. Yeah, you can tell he getting tired of that shit.
Yeah, so
He getting tired of that shit.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to. Yeah, I think if Jay-Z makes this album, yeah, it's gonna go crazy because people are gonna be tuned in to what he's got to say, and I think that's what Pharrell was hinting, with the him coming out. Oh yeah, he brought the clips out too. He did bring the clips out. I think.
Oh yeah,
because they did grinding.
Yep,
I think. Yeah.
Yep. You're right. You're right about that. They did grinding.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen that clip, but I know that he did bring them out because they came with Pharrell. So yeah, I got to go back and look at. I've seen most of the clips. The only one I have not seen is the clips. And no, I saw Slick Rick. Yep. So yeah, I saw everything. I think except the clips.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
I have to check out the Slick Rick one. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I think. I hate he didn't do this for year 50 of hip hop. And I think that's my slight. I think this is more so him than him being with year 50. That's just
yeah.
me. But it's still a good thing. I mean, it's still a win for the culture. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. At least that's what it's framing to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and I think he did. I think he did the right thing. Doing it at Yankee Stadium. You can't get more New York than that.
Nah.
And he really big up the city. He bigged up the city, and I appreciate that. Because New York hasn't really been as heavy in hip hop as some of the other places like the West Coast and the South and all that.
Yeah,
and even the Midwest. So I'm glad that he, kind of said New York still, got a hand in the game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And I mean,
and then, oh my bad.
I was gonna say that's something I was gonna, rest in peace of Granddad, Granddaddy IU. I kind of thought about that when I got out of the shower today. You know what I'm saying? Like he was, saying I don't have a problem with other people rapping like in their region. It's just like when they come to New York, New York have to sound like everybody else. When we the motherfuckers that laid the foundation. And
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. It is kind of messed up that really out in New York, the only rap, especially when the South had the run it had, Jay-Z was really the only one that was kind of relevant from New York. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you had Nas and you had a couple other folks that kept it New York, and they held it down regardless. But as far as Jay-Z getting into those markets and things, he got with, I think that UGK song, the Big Pimpin' song, kind of helped him. So I think him doing that song and doing other stuff kind of helped him to, getting those southern markets, where at the time when, New York was kind of down.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. So yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. He definitely got a lot of flack for doing it. A lot of people, somebody, I think it was Dame Dash, went right back to hating again. He was talking about why would you do a 30th anniversary? Why not a 25th anniversary? And I was just like, dude, man, you just got to find something to say.
I
Just stop
mean,
talking for 2 minutes. Stop talking.
yeah, man. Look, listen, man. Dame Dash, when I say this, I don't want you to take this to heart. But nigga, your jibs fell out, son. Your fucking jibs fell out. When your jibs fell out, you just need to shut the fuck up. I'm just gonna be real with you. Listen, I respect you.
Exactly.
I respect you because you're a Mughal. I'm always gonna carry with me your last name is worth more than your first name. I respect that. But nigga, your jibs fell out. When your jibs out, it's you
Right.
nah, son.
And then you got the nerve to talk about somebody else's teeth. I
Yeah.
ain't never seen Cameron's teeth fall out in the middle of a fucking video. Never. And see, that's the thing. He tried to clown Cam because Cam does have fake teeth too. And Cam paid like, I think 50,000 for his, which is expensive.
Yeah.
But Dame supposedly played like maybe 500,000 or something like that for his, but the shit still fell out.
Nah, if he
And
paid
you said that was
500,
your second pair.
yeah, well, he need to get his money back because them shits fell the fuck out. How them shit, $500,000 just going, like,
Right. Exactly. I think you wasted your money, sir.
yeah,
And
I
I mean,
mean,
I didn't even know Cam's was not real, until they started beefing about this.
well, I
And I
mean,
ain't never heard him sound weird when he talked.
well, that's the thing too. Like Cam, I have to respect Cam for that because it's like, look, I'm gonna be on TV. I gotta make sure my mouth right. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I gotta make sure in the spirit of I gotta make sure my mouth right. Pause. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'm gonna be on camera. I'm gonna be on camera, B.
Right.
I'm gonna be smiling at the bitches, you know what I'm saying? I
You know
gotta
what I
make sure
mean?
my mouth right. Pause.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I
No.
mean, he's gonna be around folks. Yeah, you wanna look presentable. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I
absolutely.
understand that. Yeah, you can't come out there with the jizz on TV.
Yeah, man.
Looking like mush mouth and shit. Motherfucking, you know what I'm
But
saying?
yeah, I but Dame did a little. You remember how he did the Goofy joint where he made Jay-Z look like Goofy?
Yeah.
He did another like animated one where he did Jay-Z on stage performing like looking real skinny but having a big stomach, trying to make fun of him having a big stomach. I was like, dude, come on, man, just stop it. It's not
Dude.
even that funny. I know what you're trying to do, but it's not even that funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I I think really right now, I think the Jay-Z hate, I mean, although it's gonna be there, but I don't think it's a good time to do it now. Because I mean
right.
because on the optic level, he's doing a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying? As far as and people bringing back the nostalgia and everything. So I think him doing that now it makes him look weak and bitter.
Yeah, yeah,
It makes him look bitter too.
absolutely. And that's exactly what he is. You know, it's one of those hit dogs holler. You know what I
Yep.
mean? He just reacting because you know he's the one that should be more embarrassed, and he don't know any way to react to it other than to try to embarrass other people, and it's not working. You know what I mean? So nobody is laughing with you; they're laughing at you.
At
You
you.
know what I mean? That's the problem. So, but yeah, I mean, but otherwise than that, you know, the Jay-Z show, I thought it was good. You know, I mean, I've never been Jay-Z's number one fan or anything like that, but I have
Nah.
to give him props for you know his lyricism because when he first came out in the mid 90s and all that, I wasn't really feeling it because he was still doing a lot of the fast rapping, and for me it just didn't work right. And once he started to slow down and really articulate shit, I was like, okay, stay right there in that pocket. And he
Yeah.
did, you know what I mean? I think he realized this is where I need to be. And it worked for him. You know what I mean? Somebody like Twister, you know, him, that works for him, fast rapping. Bone Thugs, it works for them, fast rapping. But for Jay-Z, it just did not work. For me anyway. I can't speak for other fans. You know, maybe his other fans might like it, but for me, it just didn't work. And so once he really got to the real lyricism, I was like, okay, all right, I can respect this. I can rock with this. I'll even bump some of your songs. You know what I mean? So it's certain songs from him I will actually bump. You know what I mean? So it just
Oh
depends.
yeah, I mean, shoot. I mean, that's the thing, man. Jay-Z got I mean, I guess for really, I mean, not to dang, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, y'all. Not to say that he was our God, I hate saying this nigga name. I'm not saying he's the Drake of our time. I'm not saying he's the
Right,
Drake of our time, but really he was kind of like the Drake before Drake. Not everybody was a
right.
Jay-Z fan, but I mean I mean shit, there was songs I was like, man, nah, I can't deny that one. He did, Hard Knock Life, um,
Yeah,
H to the Izzo, like that's my joint. I can't, yeah, like he killed that. Um, Shoot, I'm trying to think what else.
yeah.
Song,
H to the Izzo wasn't really for me, but it was
nah,
cool.
he killed that man. Like that beat and everything. I mean, although you know, Master P kind of got on him because he said he kind of took that from Romeo, but I mean,
Mm,
Jay Z kind of made a
I
point.
didn't
It's
know
like
that.
yeah, it. I think Romeo at Little Romeo at the time he had like a Michael Jackson this type of song, but to be real with you, um that song did it was kind of more pop, like it was kind of more pop, and it was kind of like a straight rip. Whereas in Jay Z's Aces to Izzo, he kind of slowed it down, and it was a little bit more um heavy. It was still light, but it was
Yeah,
a little bit more heavier than what he did. And even he said like, yeah, it was there were underground elements that he put to that song to make it do what it do. So yeah.
uh,
Mhm.
that's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, like I said, overall, I really appreciated the Jay Z show. You know, I might have even gone to it if I was in New York, but you know, it's just good to see him putting on for the city and just kind of representing and you know doing his thing. So good for him. I'm glad. I think it was a smart move to bring out a lot of those rappers that he brought out because you don't want to go up there and feel like you're too full of yourself where you're just like, oh, this is all about me. It's for the culture. You like you said,
Yeah.
it's for the culture. So, you know. But anyway, that's all I had to say about it. You want to say anything else before we wrap it up?
See, we should have had Jay Z at the 250th anniversary of the country. That's what we should have had. We should have had DC Pack, but we still wouldn't be able to have water. We wouldn't. No one would be able to bring
Yeah.
ice unless you're a Mexican. Because if you're a Mexican, we have all the ice you want, all the ice you can have. We can give you all the ice. We're gonna make sure that
Mhm.
Sanchez and Quillis and everybody else get taken care of, and ice cubes. The ice is gonna come down. We're gonna put you in cubes because we're gonna have all the ice. But yeah, we should have had Jay-Z at the 250. That's all I gotta say.
He's gonna start giving people fair warnings. They're gonna be
Yeah,
getting
I know
receiving
me.
packages. He's gonna be receiving packages at their door. They open. It's gonna be like ice trays. I'm like, what's this mean?
What the
And
fuck
the
that
next thing you know,
mean? You know what
put your
this
hands
is?
up.
You know what this is?
You already know what this is.
You already know what this is. You already know the deal.
You know, the ice people gonna come out the bushes while you opening up the package.
Oh man.
Man,
But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. We just having fun. But
we
yeah,
just
man.
bugging in.
This is Howie and my man.
This is Kurt. And this has been episode 51 of Layers of the Culture. We appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next time.
Hey.
Peace.